Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, July 5th. It is 6:17 right now. Market's gonna open in about 13 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. And I'm like thrown off for this whole week since holiday week, and the holiday fell on a Tuesday this year. So I feel like today's Monday, but it's really Wednesday. Let's get these things finished right here. Yeah, I'm kind of behind on the posting too. I didn't post up the profits from Monday, which I still gotta do. I'll try to get that done today. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. And we should be good to go. All right, so I'll get a few moments for people to make their way in. As people join in, I'm gonna start market liquidity over here. It's like people are still making their way in. So as people join in, I'm just gonna start market liquidity so I don't run out of time. See, we have one right there. Hey, Daniel, morning. Right. Liquidity. Hey, Sarah, morning. All right, guys, morning, everybody. Looks like people are still making their way in. Today is Wednesday, July 5th. It's 6:20 right now. Market's gonna open in about 10 minutes. Kind of lost with regard to time. I feel like it feels like Monday today, but since we had the holiday on Tuesday, the week technically officially starts today. Monday was a half day, so market wasn't fully open. And today would technically be the first full day of trading. So we'll see how the market moves. Just expect it to be like any other holiday week. It's gonna move kind of crazy on open. So we'll see how this plays through. But I mean, we'll see. The volatility is very low. So it's kind of difficult to, I mean, these scalps are kind of hard to take when market's not really moving, because typically you want to get in and out very quickly. And due to the low volatility, it makes it almost impossible. So we'll play by ear, see how liquidity is looking here. I'm expecting liquidity to be kind of messy on the lower time frames because of low volatility. So we'll see. So if you guys didn't come on the session on Monday, I mentioned to everybody that I'm trying out this, it's not a new prop firm, but it's a prop firm that lets you trade directly on TradingView. It's called Top Step. They just released an update with their program where it's like a one-step process. So I'm trying them out. I like how it's easy to apply, like to just trade directly on TradingView. So that's like one of the biggest selling points that kind of push me in their direction. Also, I already know about them. Top Step's been around for like, I don't know, over 10 years now. When I first started trading, I heard about Top Step, but I wasn't trading futures. Now, since all I trade is futures, it makes more sense for us to use them. So the main strategy that I'll be looking at during these live sessions is going to be the momentum pullback scalp. If you guys are not familiar with that, I'll try to give you guys a quick rundown on what I'm looking for. It's going to be on this main chart right here. This chart's for liquidity. I'm not really going to be taking liquidity standalone anymore. I'll be using it as a confluence because it's hard for me to balance between strategies if I'm going to be scalping the way that I'm going to be. So I'll have liquidity marked up here. I'll just kind of identify where liquidity is sitting, but I'm not going to be taking it as a standalone entry. I'll be looking at it. If it looks good, then I'll take it. If not, I'm just going to use it as a confluence. So if we have a lot of liquidity on the bottom and I'm looking for a sell, then great. I'll be using that as a confluence for my entry. Same with the buy side. It just depends on what the market's doing, what the market's providing for us. And my main focus will be on scalping on the main chart, which will be the momentum pullback scalp. If you guys are not familiar with that strategy, don't worry. It's not exactly a strategy that I've taught. It's one of the very first strategies that I started scalping with a very long time ago. The only problem back then was that I didn't have my indicators. So it was hard for me to identify how to not take a trade because they all look like good trades. Now I have the indicators and I'm able to identify what's good and what's not. So you guys will see me do that. And I think it'll be easier for you guys to follow along as well, because I'll be actively analyzing and saying exactly what I'm going to do. So you guys know exactly if I'm entering or exactly if I'm not. Got a few more levels of liquidity here, but as you guys can see, the liquidity here is very bunched up. Super bunched up because of the low movement. The volatility is very low, so the market's just been going sideways a lot. And you guys will see here that there's a lot of liquidity that's just bunched up around each other. It shouldn't be like this. It should be directional, but we are trading in the summer, so low volatility and a lot of ranging sideways movement is expected. Yeah, you guys will see here, there's a lot of low level liquidity here, and it's not really going to be useful to us because for one, we're coming back from a long weekend. Technically, this is the first official day. So a lot of these liquidity levels right here on the lower levels, they're not going to be real liquidity because nobody was actually trading during this time, creating liquidity there. They're just, considered high lows. So basically, I'd probably try to ignore or be a little more careful around the red liquidity, because this here, that means pretty much weak. Sorry, every time someone signs in, it makes that noise. All right, one more level here for the 10-minute. Make sure I marked everything up. And I think we're good. I'm not going to mark up any of these 10 minutes because they're too close. They're not established yet. So looking at this so far, you can see price isn't really moving too much. However, liquidity from the bottom is about 300 pips away. Liquidity from the top is about 500 pips away. So if you guys do decide to take these liquidity pushes, I would probably only take it for 100 pips, guys. Because if you guys just mark it up here, or actually, 300 could do fine. But with this low volatility, I think it's easier to just get in and out with just 100 pips. Yeah, because if you think about it, 100 pips is like right there, and price is barely moving. So it might be better to just get in and out with 300 or with 100 pips if you're going for these liquidity pushes to be safe. Because the last thing you want to do is get caught in a trade and then it retraces back the other way. Before it makes that full push. The market's barely moving right here. So I think it's probably a safer bet to just get in and out when you can with 100 pips. So there's the two levels of liquidity right there. I'll try to follow it as closely as possible. But as I mentioned, I'm going to be focusing on the main chart over here, where I'll be trading the momentum pullback scalp. So let me check real quick. And I'm not going to take those entries until we get closer to like 7 o'clock, because the market does move kind of crazy on open. And we just want to be careful with taking anything that can be detrimental to our entry. So we had news over here, red book at 555. I'm just going to mark it that real quick. red book at 555, which is right here. Basically, when price started pushing up. News right there. We have news at 7 o'clock, I believe. 7 o'clock and 8:30. Well, wouldn't matter because we're not trading at 8:30. We do have news right there at 7 o'clock. Hey, Johnny, morning. Morning, CJ. Morning, Purity. Morning, Shannon. Morning, Maria. Morning, Andreas. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Stern. Morning, Daniel. Morning, everybody. All right, guys. So it looks like pretty much everybody's here. Market's going to open in about 2 minutes. I got liquidity marked above here on both sides, so we'll see where this goes. But as I mentioned, it's just there's not enough volatility here to really have something to follow. It's kind of it's tough because it's going sideways for the most part. So if you guys do decide to take liquidity, I would probably mainly take it for 100 pips if you can, possible. Today's overall bias, I think retail sentiment is still super heavy on the buy side. I'm going to say bullish. I think it's like 68%, very strong right now. But again, the market's been closed, so I wouldn't necessarily bank on that just yet. Fundamentals pre-market. Again, market was closed last night. So this here I wouldn't update this. I mean, I would wait until the market actually opens to identify fundamentals. Let's see. Short-term technicals, I mean, pretty much bearish. High time frame technicals kind of mixed. So I'll say bearish here for short term, and this will be bearish neutral. All right, so market is now open, guys. As you guys can see, price is kind of just spiking around right now. I just want to wait a little bit before taking any entries here. Obviously, we just want to wait for some sort of stabilization of price because it's going to spike around like it is right now. Here's liquidity. I mean, price hasn't hit liquidity yet, but it is kind of bouncing around. Just going back and forth where it's currently at.
The idea of having one stream of income.
YouTube. All right. So I'll make sure YouTube isn't streaming right now. All right, so as you guys can see, crazy candle right here on open. It's pretty much a given. I'm just waiting for it now to stabilize. Once it stabilizes and has a direction, we can start looking for these momentum pullback scalps. But right now we're just going to sit tight until probably 7 o'clock. I'll be looking back and forth to see liquidity over here, but you can see liquidity is not really, I mean, it's far from it. It's far from it, but it's really not that far. Because if you measure it from like this lower point, it's only like 300 pips, if less. Yeah, so it's not really that far. It looks like it's far on the chart here because the volatility is so low. There's not really too much going on the chart. But I mean, realistically, it's not that far from it. It should be able to touch at some point. But does not look like it's going to be a smooth move in either direction. So we'll see where this goes. Here is the clean chart. Money candle right there. Not really too much of a direction yet. All right, so I mean, we're still sitting tight, just waiting for something here to play out, but there's just no direction yet. Price is kind of just going back and forth. There it goes. Price starts to push up. It's not a liquidity yet, but it's getting close to it. Again, this is 15-minute liquidity, so it's not very strong. If you guys do decide to take it, again, I'd probably just say go for 100 pips. This looks more manageable, TP versus 300. Because you can see these candles here aren't really moving too much. There's like a bit of a spike, and then it just dies down a bit. We'll see if price continues to push up. Let me check the fundamentals right now. Yes, the stock slide as investors await Fed meeting minutes. So it's currently down 151 points. So that's gonna put it in a bearish direction. But I mean, we'll see what happens in the next few minutes because this thing might change pretty quickly. So we have a bit of a mixed overall bias. Retail sentiment is telling us to definitely take a buy. Fundamentals are telling us to take a sell. Short-term technicals are a sell as well. And the long-term technicals are bearish and neutral. So, I mean, we'll see what happens in the next few minutes or so. We'll see if this corrects back up or if it comes right back down. It doesn't really matter to us what direction it's going in because we'll be scalping in either direction. So it's not really a big deal for us. We're gonna scalp in the direction that price is currently moving. Right now, it's not really established anything. It's just going back and forth. It's pushing up right here. I don't know if this will actually hold, so we'll see. Getting closer to this level of liquidity, not there yet, but almost. Yeah, I'll be looking to take some entries here. So Maddie, if this is how I take an order, I just hit buy or I hit sell. I mean, you can just open your trade box there, buy or sell. I take 15 lots, and then I have my TP or 15 contracts, and then your TP stop loss is set right here. Then I just hit buy or I hit sell when I enter the trade. That's how I take a trade. It's not very difficult. It's actually really easy. It's easier than anything else. So I'm just going to go full lot size or full contract size, guys, for my entries here on Top Step. Because so right now they have, if you guys use my link, you have a $50 off. Plus you also have a discounted rate already. It's like $149 for the 150K account. And then plus that, I just got an email from Top Step and they said because typically it costs $100 to have a free retry or to just reset your account. Right now it's 50% off. So I don't mind just YOLOing the account and trying to get funded right away. You know, because if I have to pay for the refund for $50, I'll pay a $50 refund to do it again. It's not a big deal. In this case, I can just take a 15 contract, and you guys can see over here. If I take a 15 contract, my profit is going to be 750. In order for me to pass, I need to have, I think, 9,000. Right, I think 9,000 on the 150K account. So I basically need to have like 12 wins, which is not that bad because for these types of entries, these scalp entries, we'll have maybe like 1 to 5 entries a day. So I will probably just take the full contract size while I can, while these discounts are going around for Top Step. I don't know what this is up here. Oh, this is from, sorry guys, I forgot to clean up my chart from last week. So price is pretty much pushing back up to opening price from last week. I don't want to delete everything. If I delete everything, it's going to mess everything up. But let me see. All right, I think that was it. Let me mark up opening price over here. And we will be looking for entries right here. Maria said the high level momentum hit. Nice. So it looks like there was one that hit earlier, it looks like. Jamie said her trading view isn't showing any of the buy candles. Are you talking about the signals, Jamie, or are you talking about the green bars? Not sure what you mean by buy candles, because the bullish candles are green, but if you're talking about the buy signals, it's the one back here. So I'm not sure. Jamie says she noticed that her trading view is 10 minutes behind. Are you on YM? And just check this right here too. This one, does it say market open or does it say delayed? Because if it says delayed, then you probably haven't paid for the data, or you're just not logged into your trading view. So if you've paid for the data, just make sure that you're logged into your trading view. If you're not logged in, it's not going to show, because if you're on, it's a paid for data set. Nice. Rick just passed its Apex evaluation. Congrats, Rick. Awesome. Yeah, so that's another thing that I'm leaning towards, because so Rick over here is on Apex, which also uses Tradeovate, which is the broker that I'm using with Top Step. And with them, Top Step, I think you can get 450 in funding, 450,000. And then with Apex, I think you can get about 300K, right? If I'm correct. So put that together, that's about, like 700 to 800K. And you're able to trade with a built-in copier, and you can trade directly on TradingView. So it just makes things a lot easier to trade and to deal with. And that's another reason why I'm kind of going this route. I'm still going to use my FTMO, but for my FTMO, I'm probably only going to be taking trades like the 1 hour entry and then liquidity if I have the opportunity. Okay, so liquidity here got hit, guys. I'm not sure if anybody caught it. If you guys went for 100 pips, like I mentioned, you would have hit your TP right there. So as you guys can see, the 100 pips is a lot safer than taking 300 right now, because the market right now is just not really moving to, it's not moving too smoothly, and it's not very volatile. So it's not enough to push to the full 300. It's going to go to like 100, fake out, and then go back up at some other point in the future. So I think that's the trade that Rick took. Is that the trade you took, Rick, that helped you pass your evaluation? I'm assuming that was it, because that's the only trade I can see that came up here. Nice. Yeah, so Rick took a liquidity pusher for 100 pips, and that's how he passed his challenge. So if you guys took the trade there, nice. I'm going to keep looking for a possible entry here. I'm just going to wait for this to, I'm waiting for it to stabilize. It's looking like it's starting to stabilize here slightly. So if this is the case and it stabilizes, then I can start looking for entries at this point. I'm going to start marking up the 10s over here. Points of entry. Not be yet, but let's see. Nice, Shannon. Congratulations, Rick. I'm working on my Apex challenge after letting it sit a couple of weeks. Nice. Yeah, it seems solid. I don't know anybody who's using. Well, I guess Rick will be our guinea pig here. Rick, you could tell us like how the payouts work and if they're good. If they're good, then maybe I'll just start an Apex account too and open a couple more Top Steps, and I'll just copy the trades. There's some downside to it, but from looking at it from a long-term perspective and from convenience, I think it's better long-term, because we trade on YM, so it makes sense for us to trade with that type of broker versus MT4, FTMO, MFF. MFF's kind of been slacking, so that's kind of why I'm kind of iffy about sticking, but we'll see. It's going to have different options. So like, I can still use my MT4 for the longer trades, like the 1 hour trades, and then I'll just use my Top Step over here and Apex for my daily scalps on the lives. And it's easier for you guys to see my entries too, because you guys will see my actual entries come up here on the chart versus me doing it on a separate chart where you can't see anything. So yeah, we'll see where this goes. There's actually an entry right here for a scalp. I didn't take it obviously because price is still moving kind of crazy, but this would probably be the first one. There's a bullish momentum there. Price pushed above. Price pulled back right here for a retracement. The whole number right here for entry would have been 510. That's where the buy would have been taken. Price pulled back a little more, pulled up, and then went straight to TP. So what I'm looking for here now, guys, is I'm looking for a sell signal. So I'm looking for a sell signal to confirm the retracement, and I'm looking for a continuation in the direction to the upside, or if price decides to reverse to the downside, I'll be looking for some sells. But right now, it looks like we need a sell signal to come up here to confirm retracement, and then we can start looking for possible entries to the upside. So that's mainly what I'm looking for right here now. Yeah, so this is my Top Step account. You can see right here, I took the trade last week. I'm currently up $44. My account right here, 150,000. I'm up 44. I got to figure out how the fees work and stuff because the fees are kind of high too. But I mean, it's not horrible. Like you're able to work with it. So we'll see where this goes. But yeah, waiting for a sell signal. So I need a sell signal to come up before we can start looking for entries here for a buy. So it's gonna sit tight. It's getting close to news price at 7 o'clock too. So if we get too close to news price, then I'm just not going to take any trades until after 7, which is fine because I'm probably expecting more to come up anyways. Not a big deal. This volatility needs to pick up though. It's Longy's asking here, remind me which data, market data I add to get YM. It would be CME group, Solange. If you guys use Top Step, you don't have to buy the data. So just keep that in mind, guys. I'm probably gonna delete cancel mine because I mean I don't really need anymore since I'm using Top Step. Here's the downside for Top Step because Top Step is regulated in the US. So once you get funded on Top Step, you get classified as a professional trader. So right now, if you're paying for CME data, it's only like $6 a month. Once you're classified as a professional trader, because once you trade in the US and they see that you're funded here in the US and you're considered professional, you got to pay the actual fees, like the actual data fees that professional traders have to pay, which is like 180 or something like that. So unfortunately, once I get funded with Top Step, I'm going to be charged 180 a month for the YM data because I'm going to be considered a professional trader now. That's the one downside, but the thing is, if you're making profit from trading, it's not a big deal because, I mean, it's just a pass-through expense, right? You're expected to pay that expense to be a professional trader. So that's a quick, like, just heads up, guys. So I don't want you guys to be like shocked once you the thing with FTMO and like MFF is that they're not located in the US. So their dealings are there's a gray area to it. Like they don't really need to report that you're a trader, and they don't actually copy your trades, right? Well, I don't know. FTO might copy trades, but MFF probably not. With Top Step, they're actually taking your trades. So, they have to there's a lot of regulations when they're located here in the US. So that's one thing that's a bit of a downside for Top Step. So I just want to give you guys a heads up for that. I mean, it all comes with it's the cost of trading, right? If you want to be a professional trader, especially here in the US, you have to pay for those data fees. All right, so price is still going back and forth. There's not really much direction here. Price can stabilize a bit, but it's just like sitting sideways right here. We're getting closer to news price here at 7 o'clock. So once it gets close to 7, we're probably going to sit out and just wait for news to pass. Other than that, I think that's the only news event for today. We have the Fed minutes later today at 11. We have OPEC meeting today. Factory orders at 7. I think that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So we don't really have much here to look at. I mean, if you guys are still in the liquidity push trade, I mean, it looks like it went up and hit another 100 pips if that's what you guys are looking for. But at the moment, there's nothing for us to take here. We have the sell signal that's coming out, which is perfect, what we wanted. And then once we get the buy signal back to the upside, we can start looking for possible buys using the momentum pullback scalp. So for the strategy right here that I'm using, the main strategy, guys, the momentum pullback scalp, I'm basically looking to confirm direction. So right here, you can see price is bullish, right? Reason for that is because we have a bullish momentum, trend meter's green, pivots are angling up, and price is above the pivot. So we have an obvious bullish direction here. So I'm only looking for buys here. I know we have a sell signal. This is going to confirm retracement. Once we get another buy signal, I'll be looking for a scalp to the upside. My entry points are going to be at these whole numbers, basically at the 0, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 90, etc. because that's where I expect price to bounce from. So right here, price is coming back down. You can see price is starting to swing back down. The direction is going to start to shift to neutral if price comes back below the pivots. If price just bounces off these areas and comes right back up with a buy signal, then at that point, price is still going to be bullish direction, right? It's not necessarily going to shift yet. So right now, this here is going to be somewhat neutral. If we get a buy signal right here and price swings back up, then great, we'll start looking for some buys there. But right now, we just got to sit tight and wait for confirmation. There's no self confirmation here yet because price is just in between. It's not necessarily below, and the trend is still green. So a couple things here to look for would be mainly a green buy signal. Once we get that green buy signal, we'll look for retracement and then entry. So just gotta sit tight a little bit, wait for some sort of confirmation here. I'm looking for a buy signal. That's basically what I'm looking for. The catalyst here is going to be the buy signal. Once we have that buy signal, we can start looking for a possible entry. All right, still no buy signal. If direction shifts, then we'll start looking for sells, but direction has not shifted yet. It's about to be 650, and we're getting closer to news price right here. So if that becomes the case, I'm just going to wait for it to pass, and I'll look for entries after that. There goes price pushes back up. We don't have the we don't have that buy signal yet though. It's back up to here. All right. So there goes the buy signal right there. We're getting really close to news price though, or news candle. So we might have to just sit out. So I'll mark up the entry if I see it here, but I'm probably not going to take it because it's too close to news. We never got that buy signal anyway, so still no confirmation of the buy yet. Yeah, it's getting too close to news price. Or news time, actually. All right. So if we get a buy signal and we get an entry, I'll show you what the entry looks like, just so that you guys have an understanding of what the strategy is supposed to pertain to. And then from there, we'll start looking for entries after the 7 o'clock. Last thing you want to do is enter a trade and then price does something completely random because of the news. But we need a buy signal first. So we're waiting for that buy signal. That's going to be the main thing we're looking for right now. All right, we got 25 seconds. Hey, Sayum, how's it going? Nice. Sayum's out on holiday in Bali. He's checking on you guys. Yeah, definitely. Owen's asking, hi, Sean, is the majority of traders selling as per the sentiment, or did I read that wrong? Yes, that is correct, Owen. So right now it's 68% short. So this indicates that 68% of retail traders are currently selling. So you typically want to do the opposite and buy. You can see that's why price is pushing up right here. It's pretty much wiping out all the sellers that are holding on to their sells. So let's refresh it real quick. Yeah, 68. So it's still there. The liquidity push here is, I mean, it already hit earlier for 100 pips. So I'm not sure if anybody caught that for 100 pips, but that was the liquidity right here on open. I didn't take it, so I'm not going to count that as a trade. I mean, I'm not going to count it as a win. It obviously was a win, and I did give everyone the heads up, but I'm not going to count the trade. The only trades I count here in our results are the ones that I actually take. So I want to be transparent with you guys. And just because it won, I'm not going to count this as a win in results. The only results that I'm counting are the trades that I actually take. So yeah, that was the liquidity right there. It already hit like immediately on open right here, like 5 minutes into the market open. Went straight to TP, pulled back a little bit, went straight to TP again. You know, this type of market's kind of difficult to go for the full 300 because we're in the summer. So 100 pips might be the best option when looking to take these liquidity pushes. Because the last thing you want to do is the last thing you want is hit your TP for 100, it pulls back, and then you're seeing massive drawdown for like a good, 30 minutes or so, when this trade should have been straight to TP within the first few minutes. So yeah, there goes the liquidity right there. It was a low level liquidity too, so it's not one that I would necessarily want to take. Even the one above is another low level liquidity. It's 15-minute. All right, the buy signal here actually never came up, so we're still waiting for that buy signal. Or he got yawning. Yeah, we're looking for that buy signal to confirm the momentum and direction. Well, we don't have it yet. We got news coming up right here at 7 o'clock in about 6 minutes. So we're probably going to wait for news to pass before we take entry. So it's fine. We don't have a buy signal yet, so there's nothing for us to really be focused on at the moment. So there's not really much for us to look at here, guys. The volatility is kind of low. It seems like a lot of people might be waiting for news to pass, because you can see prices just going sideways, which is not unusual. Obviously, a lot of people understand that news is a risky time to trade, and people are just waiting for news to pass. I'm going to go ahead and mark up the higher high right here on the clean chart so that you guys can see the structure of where price is going. So you can see prices just ranging between these two zones right here. This is a higher high, this is lower low. Price is just stuck in this range right now. We'll see what happens here. News is going to happen in about 5 minutes. Hopefully news will push price one direction or the other. Yeah, we have factory orders, X transportation, factory orders month over month, IBD, TIPP, economic optimism. So some inflation news right there. And factory orders. So we'll see where this goes. The real news is going to happen later today at 11. It's the FOMC minutes. But hopefully this will push price one direction or the other. I don't care if it pushes it up or if it pushes it down. Either way, we just want price to push away from where it's currently at because it's just ranging right now. All right, 4 minutes till news. There's some profits from Maddie. Maddie took the liquidity push earlier, total profit of 1,010 for the day. Nice work, Maddie. We got Kenny over here. Kenny took the liquidity push, total profit of 3,862 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Kenny. We've got Maria over here, total profit of 288 for the day. Nice work, Maria. She let it hit full TP. So solid work right there, Maria. It's always better to see that hit full TP rather than cutting early. Here's Natasha. Natasha locked in a total profit of 1,840. Nice work, Natasha. All wins. Kenny here, 3,000. Kenny there, 3,000. Maddie over here, he took the trade as well on his nice. So did you take the liquidity push, Maddie, on your top step? Maddie took it on his top step. He made 1,198. So nice work, Maddie. He's up 1,000 on his MT4, and then also 1,000 over here on his top step. It's super simple, right, Maddie? Like you can just click on there. Like if you're looking for liquidity here, you just right click on it, or you can just hit sell or buy, and then you can set your order. So yeah, exactly. Maddie saw this, he saw the entry on his chart and it was pretty tight. Yeah. Yeah, I know it's easy, right? Because you can see it on there. The cool thing here too is if you have the Top Step account, like the actual platform, you'll hear when I enter a trade. So if I enter a trade, it'll say like order filled or something, order closed or profit target hit or stop loss hit, stuff like that. So you guys will know exactly when I'm entering the trade, when I'm exiting. So there's no confusion when getting into certain trades. So all right, price is coming back down right here, which is fine. We're getting closer to 7 o'clock. And we'll see where this goes. Hey, Maddie, for your trade that you took on your Top Step, how many lots did you use? Or how many contracts did you use? 15? I'm assuming it's 15 because your profit there was like, yeah, 1,100. Gotcha, okay. Makes sense. All right, we got news coming up in a minute. So hopefully once this news passes, we can start looking for possible entry. Looking over here at the bias again, there's not really too much to look at. The short-term bias there is no longer bearish, it's kind of just mixed. So it's neutral. And the long-term trend here is neutral as well. So we don't really have confirmation for those there. They're just both neutral. Let me check the fundamentals real quick too. Fundamentals are currently still down for 21 points. All right, let's see what happens over here. All right, here goes the news candle. Let's see where it goes. I'm just gonna mark up news real quick. It's like right on the full number too. All right. So there's not really much direction here. As you guys can see, price is still going sideways. We need price to push away from this area. It's currently just stuck down this middle right now. We need it to push up or push down. Doesn't matter which direction, but we want it to push up or down. Once we have that direction, we can look for a pullback, make entry at the whole number, and wind it up for 100 pips or so. Right now, we just don't have any direction. There's not even a buy signal. So we still currently have a sell signal that's active. If price pulls down below, that's perfectly fine. We'll just have to wait for the direction to convert to change to a sell. Right now, the direction is still bullish. Price is above the pivots somewhat. Trend meter is green. Pivots are angling up. It's still technically for a buy right now, but at the moment, it's just going sideways. And the market's not as volatile as I thought it would be today. I thought market would pick up a bit since today's technically the first trading day of the week. Technically for the month as well for July, because Monday was a half day. Today's the first full day. It seems like a lot of people are just sitting out of the market and waiting for the FOMC minutes, but that's how you 11 o'clock. So that's like a lot. It's like way later. I think volatility would pick up. It's just gonna be a matter of time until it does. So we'll see if price pushes back up or if it continues to drop down lower. Depending on where the market's going, we can start looking for trades in that direction. All right, so price is bouncing off the pivot down here. We'll see if it pushes up. If not, then we just gotta sit tight. So So we're mainly looking for a buy signal here. That's the main catalyst that we're looking for here, guys. We're looking for that buy signal. Once we get the buy signal there, then we can start looking for the retracement and possible entry at the whole number. But right now, we do not have that yet. Yeah. This just reminded me how summer is. Sometimes summer could be fun, but sometimes it's like you'll get this type of market where it's like literally not moving. Like right here, it's just going sideways. And it's easier to see on the clean chart over here. This is typical summer market. If you let's see, if we mark the range right here, the range is barely 400 pips. So the range is so tight that there's like really no direction or no opportunity to make, like meaningful entry here. So we'll see where this goes. Looks like price is finally pushing back up. Hopefully it pushes up, just creates new levels. We need that buy signal though. So once we get that buy signal, we can look for retracement, possible entry for a buy. But right now, we don't have that yet. Just gonna put up 4 levels here so that we know exactly what to look out for. Okay, so we have a pending buy signal right now. We need that buy signal to close. Once it closes, we can start looking for possible entry. And as price continues to climb higher, it's going to push the fundamentals back up as well. So right now it's like a negative 122, I think. It'll probably go, like if price pushes up higher, it's just going to get lower and lower. And then from that point, we'll have some sort of bias. We don't even have a bias right now because the short-term technicals over here, they were bearish initially, and then now they're bullish, kind of like bullish neutral. Long-term is still bearish neutral. So the complete opposite. So we're just going to leave neutral for both short-term and long-term because it doesn't make a difference. You're going to cancel each other out. One of them is bullish neutral. The other one is bearish neutral. So we'll just leave it at neutral. And then we'll, we'll take it from there once price starts to move. All right. We still don't have that buy signal yet. It sucks. Good old summer. Yeah, these candles are barely moving. As you guys can see, they're moving like not even 100 pips. That's how slow the market is. I mean, the spread is still tight, but the market is just not, like each candle is barely moving at all. Eventually it'll pick up though. So it's really just it's a matter of patience and discipline, is waiting for something to play out. Even the liquidity here, you can see price is so far from the liquidity. So price is currently right here. The next level of liquidity to the upside is about 700 pips. That's pretty far because it's not really moving. Each candle is like at least 100 pips. And the down below, same thing. So 700 pips above, 800 pips below. It's just not. There's just nothing. I mean, price is probably not going to get to those points anytime soon. We need to have some sort of push away from this little range where it's moving right now. See, for the 1 hour entry, I don't think there was an entry here for a sell. Yeah, trend meter was blue. So no entry there for 7. Yeah, Maddie said I expected this. It's a holiday week. Yeah, it's a holiday week, and they might be trying. Like, it seems like a lot of the bigger players they're just not back into the market yet. There's no volatility right now. Like, seems like there's a lot of retail traders just kind of pushing price back and forth, but there's no actual direction here. So I think after today it'll pick back up though, because the Fed minutes come out today. People will react to the Fed minutes. Tomorrow I think we do have news tomorrow, right? Let me check. We have a lot of news tomorrow actually. So today we have OPEC meeting, which is all day, and then we have Fed meeting minutes at 11. Tomorrow's where the big news starts to come out. We have ADP non-farm employment change. We have unemployment claims, trade balance. We have Fed member Logan speaking. We have final services PMI, ISM services PMI, JOLTS job openings. So this is pretty much inflation news. JOLTS job openings going to indicate how many jobs are currently open at the moment. Crude oil inventory. So a lot of news tomorrow, pre-market and early in the session. So the market might be a bit slow today, but it'll pick back up tomorrow. It'll pick back up later today because we have Fed meeting minutes at 11 and then the Fed member speaking at 1. So basically the market's going to be pretty dead until 11 today. It's going to start to pick up, and then tomorrow's going to pick up a lot. And then Friday's going to pick up extremely high because it's going to be NFP. So it's still NFP week, but we have like a half week. So, and we're coming back from an extra long weekend, like a 5-day weekend. So, yeah, I mean, there's just not very much movement here. It's very slow, not very much volatility. I mean, if price swings back to the downside, then that's perfectly fine. I can start looking for some sells, but at the moment, it's just not looking like it right now. Yeah, I don't know, we'll see. But there's just not much going on here. Let's see. Some more profits over here from Natasha. Natasha said last 2 entries I took on the 1 hour in error, thought the trend meter was red, but luckily it worked in her favor. So Natasha over here took 2 more trades. She accidentally took the 1 hour entry. She thought the trend meter was red, but it wasn't. Total profit of 2,285 for the day. So nice work right there, Natasha. Good thing the mistake worked in your favor, but yeah, this market's so slow that you'll be able to catch your mistakes if something like that does ever happen again. So here's the thing: as price starts to swing down below, guys, and this starts to shift, there's still technically opportunity to take the entry for a sell because the direction hasn't been used yet. So once the direction here shifts to a sell, I'll see if I can find a possible entry for a sell here as price continues to move along, because now it's pushing away. And if that's the case, then fine, we'll try to look for a sell in that direction. Sorry, let me just bring this to the back. What was that news price? That was right here at 7 o'clock. Okay. The direction isn't really established yet, so I wouldn't take the trade here. But technically, if price does pull back right here, I mean, we need it to pull back a bit more. It's not pulled back far enough yet. Yeah, it hasn't really been established here yet. I mean, it's starting to look kind of decent, but it's not really established. So I'm probably not going to take this one, but I'll mark it up and I'll see like how it plays through. Yeah, there's no direction here. The trend meter is kind of shifting back to blue. But I mean, if the direction is established, if the direction is established, then technically entry would happen. Like right here, but there's no direction. So if there was a sell direction, like say, for example, price was below the pivots, trend meter is red, pivots were angling down, then entry would be right here at this whole number at the 500 mark. But since we don't have that, there's no entry there. So we're switching back to the buys over here because we still have the bullish I mean, it's still looking bullish to me here. This market sucks, dude. There's like look no direction. If there was at least a direction, it'd be easier for us to for me to even explain the strategy to you. Okay, so we have a buy signal here, perfect. Now we can possibly look for entry here. So we need price to push up a little bit. We'll look for that retracement, and then we'll catch the swing back to the upside. So, okay, if price pulls back right here, if we get a red candle, if price pulls down to this area right here, the 500 mark, that's where the entry would be for a buy. If price pushes up higher, then that's fine. Price can push up higher, we get the retracement, and then the entry would be here at the 10. All right, so let's find that price is pushing up right here. So if price pushes past this level, we're just going to look for retracement. If we have that retracement, then that's going to be where we'll be looking for entry. No retracement yet. We need the red candle for the retracement confirmation. The volatility here is pretty much flat. All right, we still don't have a retracement, guys. We need a red candle there. If the red candle closes and price retraces down, then entry would be down here at the 500 mark. All right, so entry would be right here at the 500 mark. I can probably even just put a pending order there if I wanted to. Yeah, so I got my pending order right there set. You can either do manual or you can do pending order. If you're already waiting for it, you can just have a pending order there.
Order filled.
And you can see right there that my order filled, right? So I'm taking the trade. It's currently active now. We'll see where this runs to. There we go. I'm in profit right now, 300. Pushing through. Now it's just waiting here. Volatility is so slow. Usually this goes straight to TP. It's kind of a slow push. Just pushing through right there. There we go, full TP.
Order filled.
Full TP right there. Made about 1,000 off that trade. Did it for you guys right there live. Super easy, super simple, like that. So there we go, guys. First win for the day right there to kick off the trading week. Easy money. So now we're just gotta wait for the next one. So you guys see how easy it is when you trade directly on TradingView. There's like no, and you guys know exactly where I'm getting in because it's literally telling you order filled, order filled. So there's no questionable trades here. I feel like a lot of people before they wouldn't know when I got into the trade, but it's super simple. So got that right there. There goes my profit. The account's currently up 150,725. So I made, I don't know what the fees are like on there, but that's the trade that we took right there. So anyways, guys, on to the next one. And we're now looking for direction to be established again. So. All right, if you guys have profits to post up, feel free to send them in. Let me see if I can take a screenshot of, I only took the trade on my top step. So Oh, this thing updated. I'm not sure how this thing works, but it's all good. Rick said first time using the trade copier. Nice. Yeah, so did it work pretty well, Rick? I haven't used it. I got to set mine up too. I think I have to go into actual Trade to do that. Nice. Yeah, Rick said it worked great. Okay, perfect. Figure out. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how Top Step works over here. It's like, oh, okay. All right, so my profits over here are a little split, but it's okay. I'll just take a screenshot over here real quick. I'll take 2 screenshots because these are, the setup here is a little different. I'll just take a screenshot of my whole thing. I don't know how to do this. I'll figure it out eventually. I'll have some sort of process down, but I can't just take a screenshot of this thing. I'll just take a full screenshot. I need to hide my okay, no, not give you my account information. All right, there we go. All right, so there's no entries available right now, guys. Don't worry, you guys are not missing out on anything. There's nothing to take right now specifically because we need to wait for that retracement. So we're only taking 1 entry per momentum. We have a buy signal here. This is the one that we took already. Now we're just waiting for the sell signal to provide the retracement and then continue for another entry there. So let me just take a screenshot of this right here. Like I mentioned, I'm only counting the trades that I'm actually taking and I'm making profit on, which would be this one right here. All right, so let's give you guys a couple screenshots so that you guys can see, I guess what I took here. So those are all my orders that got filled. Like 7 contracts filled there, 2 contracts there, and it just kind of trickled in with filling my orders. Here's the breakdown of my trades for today. You can see I made 750 off that trade. I'm 100% profitable on all my trades. I paid about $60 in commissions. You guys will see the breakdown here. I don't know if this, you guys can just look at it if you like. And then here's my metrics. So all wins right now for the day so far. All right, I'll figure out a way to make this more efficient, but for now, I just got to figure out how I'm going to do this because it's not like MC4 where it's easy to take a screenshot of it. It's kind of there's a lot more data here compared to what we normally use. All right, so there's no entries right now, guys. We're waiting for that sell signal to come up so that we can have the retracement confirmation and then continuation back to the upside. So looking over here, let's take a look at everyone's profits. We have Maria over here. She locked in a total profit of 705, full TP on her, that trade that we just took, that momentum pullback scalp. She locked in a total profit of 417, green strip here, full TP, total profit of 705 for the day. So nice work right there, Maria. Slippage worked in her favor, perfect. Other than that, let's see if there's any other profits here to look at. We have Kenny over here, total profit of 3,862. And then we have Johnny over here, total profit of 1,390 for the day. I swear, Johnny. Yeah, that last trade right there will really push you through. We had 1,390 right there. So nice work, Johnny. See if there's anything else here. We got Andreas over here, took the same trade that we took, total profit of 695 for the day. Nice work, Andreas. Solid profits right there. Andrew over here took it for partial profit, total profit of 360 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Andrew. Then we got Gian over here. Gian said no green strip, bummer, but he still hit his full TP. So total profit of 890 for the day. Nice work, Gian, on his FTMO. All right, guys, solid work so far. You guys are doing great. Other than that, let's look for another entry here if we can get one, but we're just gonna have to wait for that retracement. Maddie, I got the screenshot from the platform. So if you download the platform right here, it's called TS Trader. It's on the website on top set. It'll give you like it's a whole metrics, kind of like it's a metrics that's like FTMO, but it's like way more. It's way more intuitive. Like there's so much stuff here to look at. So super cool. The fees are kind of high. So like I paid about $68.70 in commissions and fees. Not horrible, but it's all good. It's expected for using an actual US broker. Here's Martha. Martha locked in a total profit of 640 for the day. Nice work, Martha. Yeah, Martha said she keeps having to pull out when it hits TP on TradingView. Yeah, it might be your spread. But it blasted right through, so I figured it probably would have closed you out, kind of similar to what happened to Martha, to Maria, unless you entered a little late, Martha. But I mean, you still made profit on it, so that's good. All right, so we're just waiting for direction here. I mean, the direction is still bullish, but we need to have a sell signal come up to confirm the retracement, and then we'll look for another entry as price continues to push in that direction. Technically, you can take more entries here if you want to just keep riding the same momentum, but for me personally, I would probably hold off. Like for example, here you can see how price pulls up a little bit. There's a sell signal. There's a red candle right here. Technically, you could have taken another buy right here if you wanted to. If you wanted to double dip into this momentum, and it would have hit TP, but not necessarily the type of entry that I like to take. I like quality entries, so I only take one per momentum. But you can continue to ride momentum if you like. So these arrows right here are my orders, if you guys are wondering. So all these, you can see all my buy entries that happen right here. I took about like, they were kind of split up. And then the main sell over here just sold them all off at price 750. All right, so let's see if there's anything else here. Nothing yet. I mean, there's no liquidity anywhere nearby. 1 hour entry is not running. The only thing we're looking for here is maybe this pullback, but there's still no entry for us right now at the moment. This market gets me. Okay, there you go. So we got the sell signal coming up right there. The only problem is that we don't really have a direction still. Trend meter down below is now back to blue. So it's not really moving too smoothly. And we'll see where this goes from here. All right, so there's like nothing going on. Price still going sideways. We want price to push right from this area, guys. So this is the thing with this strategy is say for example, we get momentum signals, but there's no direction, like price is still going sideways, then we can't take any entries from there because we need price to actually be moving. So right now, even if we were to get if we got a sell signal here and then a buy signal and price never really moved from this area, I wouldn't have taken the trade. because you need price to actually be moving. Here's the clean chart. As you guys can see, there's not really much going on. Price is still going sideways from market open. It's about to be 7:30 right now. So it's pretty much going sideways for about an hour. 6:30 right here, 7:30 right there. Not really too much of a movement. We need price to actually move out of this area. So it's fine if price pushes slightly out of here, but we need price to actually move. Like, we can't get price to just keep going up and down like this. This is not what we want. We want price to be moving directional. So we can move slightly directional, but it needs to move directional because that's the only way we'll make entries here, right? Price will pull up, retrace. We make our entry right here for a quick 100 pips. Same thing, price pushes up again. Same thing when it retraces right here, you make another entry for a quick 100 pips. So as long as it's moving directional, that's fine. But if it's not moving directional and it just keeps going sideways like this, let me see if there's any updated range here. There's no updated range just yet, but if it does and it gets tighter and tighter, then it's not really going to be much use for us because we need price to actually be moving. So, I mean, we'll see what happens here, but we're not going to force anything. Again, as you guys know, today is Wednesday, July 5th. It's technically the first day of July for trading that's full, the full day. Monday was a half day, so it wasn't a full day of trading. Also, it seems like the market is just going to stay flat until the FOMC minutes come out anyway. So, I mean, we'll see. It's 7:30 right now. We still have 30 minutes left in the market. So I'm hoping this does push in a direction. If not, then we're just going to sit tight. I mean, we took our trade for the day. Basically, all the trades that we identified today all hit full TP. So we haven't had any losses today. That's a good thing. There's only one trade that I'm counting as an official entry, which should be this one here, because I took it live with you guys. Liquidity over here did hit earlier this morning too, but I'm not going to count that trade because I did not take that trade myself. I'm only counting the trades that I take on my accounts, profits that I lock in, or losses that I incur. So, all right, just got to keep waiting, guys. This kind of sucks, but this is trading, especially during the summer. The thing with the summer is that the market's not always like this. Sometimes it'll move slow like this, and sometimes it'll move very quickly. It's just very unpredictable. So you have to be on the chart every day to really make sure you don't miss anything. I mean, we'll see where this goes. Price is pushing up right here. I think the biggest thing would be just pushing out of this range, because you guys can see the range over here on the clean chart, but over here you can kind of see it from these lines here where I marked up the whole numbers. Let's take a full review of the overall bias again. So let's go to a retail sentiment. Retail sentiment does not look like it changed at all. It is still at 68% short. So this indicates that 68% of retail traders are still currently selling. So with that said, we typically want to do the opposite and buy. Looking over here at the fundamentals are still down 120 points. So with that said, this is indicating for us to take sells, but this is going to pretty much, it's just counterintuitive because this is indicating to take sells, it's bearish, while this is indicating to take buys, which is bullish. So you put 2 and 2 together, that's just neutral at this point, right? Short-term and long-term technicals over here, they're pretty mixed. You can see over here on the shorter time frames, it's currently bullish neutral. 1 minute's bullish, 5 minutes bullish, price above the pivots, trend meter green, pivots are angling up. 10 minute over here is right down the middle and the trend meter is red. So with that said, this here is not exactly bullish or bearish, it's pretty much neutral. Same with the higher time frames over here. You can see on the 30-minute prices below the pivots, the trend meter is red. 1 hour prices in between the pivots, trend meter is blue. And a 4 hour over here price is above the pivot slightly and the trend meter is green. So with that said, it's pretty much neutral. There's no direction. Short term is neutral, long term is neutral. It's not really much use of us. Plus right here, fundamentals are bearish, but retail sentiment's bullish. It's just neutral as well. There's no direction at all. So that's another heads up that the market's not really moving too directional today. And it's probably best to be a bit more conservative versus taking, risky trades. But it looks like price is starting to try to shift to the upside, but it looks like I spoke too early. Price is now coming right back down. And we'll see. We'll just see what happens here. Patrick said OPEC meetings are going down today and tomorrow too, Sean. So it definitely affects the market. Yeah, 100%. OPEC meeting is going on today too. So I think that's going to go hand in hand with the oil news tomorrow. Well, we'll see. I mean, we don't know what's happening at the OPEC meeting exactly. I mean, obviously they're talking about oil, but we don't know what's necessarily being discussed because we're not watching the stream right now. And it wouldn't matter because I don't like trading off news anyways. I'm just hoping that OPEC meeting will cause some sort of volatility, spike up or spike down, doesn't matter which direction. We just need to have at least some direction here. The direction is going to be the game changer with identifying where to make entries. All right, price is pushing up. This is a good thing. Price is pushing up. Hopefully it'll push up a little bit and we get a retracement momentum signal. And then from there, we can start looking for any of the other opportunities here. All right, so price is pushing up right here. I mean, we didn't get a new momentum signal yet, so there's no opportunity for entry, but I mean, there's a bunch of different opportunities that could have came up right here, as you guys can see. If you wanted to keep riding the same momentum, price pushed up right here or traced down, entry would have been right here at this 510 candle or 510 price. But the volatility is too low. If the volatility was higher, I would take these riskier trades because, obviously you can just keep riding the momentum higher and higher, but the volatility here is just too low. But there was another entry that could have happened right there. If you were there's two ways of applying the strategy. You can just keep riding the momentum, or you can just take one per momentum signal. For me personally, I like taking just one per momentum signal because it's higher quality entry. You're not really getting caught in a lot of these fake outs. If you wanted to take a riskier approach, you can, like, literally how price is pushing up right here. If you get a red candle and it pulls back to that whole number, that's where you can make the entry. It's still very bullish right here, but as I mentioned, the volatility is super low that I wouldn't necessarily want to take anything too risky like that. I'd actually wait for it to pull back. Hey Brock, how's it going? Yeah, no, definitely good to see you here. You didn't really miss too much. I mean, you missed liquidity push on open. A lot of people took that. That was a full TP. And then we took one of the momentum pullback scalps over here as well. You can see where the green or where the blue arrows are. That's where I took my entries. And we hit our TP right there already too. So just two trades today that came up during the live session. There's no 1 hour entries. Yeah, not really too much. Nice. Maddie over here said he's up 2,700 on Top Step right now. Nice. So looks like how much do we need, Maddie? I don't remember to pass 9K. Okay. That's cool. Market. The thing that I don't like about this is different. Like on the actual website for their metrics, they don't update the metrics until the end of the day. So it's not going to show on mine until tomorrow. All right. Yeah, the metrics on the website are delayed, Rashida, but if you have the app, like this thing right here, the TS Trader, it'll show you real time. So that's where I got my screenshots from, because they're not delayed on there. So if you have this right here, you log into it, and that's where I got the screenshots for these right here. So these are pretty much all the trades that got filled today. I just took one trade, but I took multiple contracts. That's why it shows multiple trades here. And these metrics here are more accurate for actual trades, because you can see I didn't take any losing trades, so 0 losses, just 1 win over here. It says I got 7 winning trades, but really it was just 1 order. I just filled 7 times. Total profit was like 750. So I like these metrics here. These metrics are cool because it tells you how long you're in the trade for, how profitable you are. I'm 100% profitable right now for this week, have no losses. Yeah, it's a lot more detailed compared to like FTMO or something like that. We'll see. I mean, I'm sure they're reliable. This company's been around for a really long time. The guy who actually owns Top Step, he was a floor trader at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So he's like, he actually knows this. Like, they're part of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. They're not like a random company. So I trust them. I just gotta see if like I can understand how like all the rules work and stuff. The downside to their payouts, I think you can only take out, I think, 50% of your withdrawals. So like, say for example, I made 10,000 this week. I would only be able to withdraw like 5,000 of that, which is not a big deal because like over time you're going to start to have more and more consistency. And you'll have more accounts, so it's not going to make a big deal. And I think you can withdraw like you can withdraw like 4 times a month. So basically, like every week you can just take your withdrawal. Yeah, Maddie said that's pretty much the only downside. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. If you guys are consistent and you're profitable, then it wouldn't make it, there's no difference, right? You're going to make profit every week anyways, and you'll just take profits, just take your payouts every time you get an opportunity. Like with FTMO, I don't really like, with my other funding companies, I don't really like, I'm not on the schedule to make my withdrawals. I just withdraw whenever it gets close to a weekend. Like say, for example, it's Thursday tomorrow, and I don't think I'm going to trade Friday. I'll make my withdrawal, and then I just can't trade on Friday. That's usually how it works. Gotcha. Yeah, C6 scale the account once you max it. Gotcha. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said, and you can just keep your 10K in there and just pull out the other 10K every week. Yeah. I'll figure out a way around it to make it as I guess as efficient as possible. But I mean, these trading profits are just extra profits for me anyways, right? I still trade FTMO, so I'm still making withdrawals on that one too. It's just, I'm just adding on more funding companies, and I like trading on TradingView, so it's easy. Let's see, Patrick said the market threw a haymaker at him, but he punched back around for round to get back to the blue. So Patrick here just clawed himself out of that loss from this. Looks like he took this trade last night during Asia. He made it right back this morning. So Patrick over here is currently at 1,522 for the day. Nice work, Patrick. Good recovery on that loss. That's dangerous trading on 4th of July. It's all good. You made it right back though. CSUK is asking, do they increase the daily loss if you leave the 10K in the account? That'd be amazing. Yeah, they do, CSUK. So you'll have like you'll have your max, because the thing it's one step, so you only have a max loss. You don't have a daily loss. So you'll technically, but what happens is so if you're on the Top Step account, like if you lose a certain amount of profits or you lose a certain amount during a day, they'll cut you off so that you don't revenge trade. They kind of force you not to revenge trade. So they'll like disable your account. Like for example, if I lost 3,000 today, I could lose 4,500, but if I lost 3,000 today, they would just disable my account so that I don't blow my account. Because they already know that if you lose that much, you lose like that much of your account, you're probably going to revenge trade. And to prevent you from revenge trading, they automatically just shut down your account. They don't disable it. Like you don't violate it, but they just cut you off for the day. Because then you're trading on tilt at that point, right? So that's the thing with Top Step. That's cool, that they actually want you to succeed. Like they don't want you to blow your account. They want you to like do well Yeah, exactly. CSUK said like a real firm. Yeah, like a real legit prop firm. Like once you get down to a certain level, let me see, yeah, I can check it on the website. Yeah, okay. So over here it says do not hit or exceed 3,000 daily loss limit or your account will be deactivated for the trading day. So I can lose about like, so let's see, where am I at right now? Okay, so my account right now is currently sitting at 150,725. And I could go down to 1,400. So I could lose about 5,181, and this is how I would blow my account. I'd have to lose this much. If I lose 3,000, Top Step will just disable my account. Like they won't let me trade anymore. So they basically force me to not trade so I don't blow the account. So I can just come back tomorrow and come back fresh. And then that's a good thing because like instead of having a daily loss limit, they just cut you off instead of just taking your account away. So it's more of a, like they actually want you to succeed trading and they want to help with your over trading and revenge trading. FTMO doesn't give, they don't care about anything. If you hit your daily loss, you're done, right? They'll take the account away. With Top Step, they'll just deactivate your account and then you have to wait until the next day to trade again. So it's cool. And that's kind of one thing that I like too, because it's going to prevent you guys from blowing accounts. They make it basically impossible for you to blow your account unless you're like really, really bad. But if you're trading with me here, it's like, you shouldn't have that problem. All right, so let's see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Patrick's asking, can you use social trader tools? No, they have their own copier, Patrick. Like it's actually built into the broker. So not, because they don't use MT4, they use like, we use Trade08, which is like an actual futures broker. So no, they don't use MT4 any of that stuff. So you can't copy Top Step to FTMO. You have to do that manually. So what I'm going to do with my FTMO is I'm probably only going to take like certain trades, like maybe liquidity pushes and then maybe the 1 hour entries over here if and when they come up. That's the only time I'll use my FTMO and my MFFs. And then for these live sessions, I'm just going to be using Top Step here because I can trade directly on the screen here with you guys. So a little downside there with the copier, but you know, I'm using these accounts for different purposes. So I think it'll work out unless I buy like some sort of tool so I can enter quickly on my FTMO as well, because I can't click here to enter and then click on my FTMO. It's just too much work. I would probably have to get like a magic keys or something or create a tool where I can just hit and it'll fill the order for me like a hotkey. Yeah, Rashida said she's been looking at those hot magic keys. So the problem with those magic keys is that I don't know if I have to have MT4 in like actually on, right? Like I have to be on the actual application, because if I'm trading on here and I try to hit buy or sell on my magic key, but I'm not like clicked onto my MT4, I don't know if it'll fill my order. So I don't want to go and buy those magic keys and then they don't work, because I mean, I'm assuming that's how it would work. I have to like actually click on MT4 so that it's active on my screen, and then you hit, you know, buy or sell to enter the trade. But I don't know if anybody knows if that works. Like, for example, if I can be here on TradingView and then you can hit buy or sell on the magic key, if it'll execute still, then maybe I'll give it a shot. But yeah, it's going to be impossible for me to enter here and then go straight to my MT4 and then hit buy or sell. I'll either be late on one of the positions, because it just moves like way too fast. Yeah, exactly. Patrick said you need CSUK to teach you how to manually trade 10 accounts at once. Yeah, I don't know how CSUK does it. It's crazy, but he does do that. He has like so many accounts and he just takes them manually. Let's see, Barack said if FTMO mentor application could have this feature, it'd be helpful. Could set my rules there, including profit loss target. I've never used a mentor application, but I heard it's kind of similar. I don't know for sure though. All right, so unfortunately, we didn't get that buy signal, guys, so we still don't have opportunity here for entry. If price does swing back up, then great, we can maybe look for entry, but we just don't have that yet. It's 747 right now. Volatility is very low. I don't know if we'll have any entries till 8. So Gian said according to yeah, no, I know that, Gian. The thing is, because I'm entering on here, right? So for example, I'm entering a buy on here and I'm hitting the magic key. Like say my hand right here is on the magic key. If I'm hitting buy on the magic key, is it going to execute on my M24? Because it doesn't have it enabled. Because when you're on your Mac, you have like one window open at a time. You have either trading view that your main focus is, or you click on MT4 and that's what's going to be enabled. So yeah, it doesn't work with trading view, but I'm saying what I'm trying to figure out is if I hit buy on the keypad, is it going to fill the order on my MT4? Because my clicker is going to be here on trading view. So it's not enabled on the screen. Yeah, because I don't want to buy the magic keys and then it doesn't work. It's pretty much useless to me at that point. Yeah, or unless I like get like an iPad or something and I have that, but then I won't be able to enter the trade quickly. What I might have to do is maybe just have a laptop open with just my MT4 so that I can have a quick trade manager on it. I mean, that's the other route that I can do. I'll just have my laptop here on my left side, and then I'll just hit buy with my quick trade manager at the same time that I'm hitting buy over here on trading view. Yeah, it's kind of a hassle, but we'll see. I'll have to have another setup just for that. All right, 7:50 right now, guys. If there's any other questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat, guys. I don't know if we'll have any entries from now until 8. We need that buy signal. If we don't get the buy signal, no opportunity. And it's just not looking like we're gonna get that buy signal anytime soon. Or I could be wrong. I mean, sometimes I'll say that, and then 2 minutes later we get that buy signal, and then an entry comes up like super quick. So we'll see. But yeah, if there's any questions, guys, just let me know. We're still trying to figure out like how this whole process is going to work, but I think this is probably going to be the best way for us to run it. So I'll have a liquidity market over here. You guys can see where the levels are, and you can go from that. Typically, it's only going to be on open anyways. And I'll look at the 1 hour entries here too. But our main focus for trading here is going to be the momentum pullback scalps. CJ's asking, when will this week's mentoring session be? So I still don't have a date that's available for me yet. CJ, I'll check. I can't have it today, maybe tomorrow or Friday. So I need to check my calendar to make sure my dates align. If anything, I might be able to have it tomorrow. I'll have to let you guys know last minute though. So I'll check my calendar. If I have time tomorrow, we can get on a quick mentoring session tomorrow. And then we'll use that. But I'll let you guys know because I have stuff to do this week. I just got to make sure that I can make time for the mentoring session. It shouldn't take too long though, so we'll see. All right, we have this buy signal here that's coming up, guys. It's a pending buy signal. If this is the case, we might be able to look for at least one more entry here before we get off this session. So we need that buy signal there to close. Once it closes, we're going to look for entry right here at one of these whole numbers once we get that retracement pullback. So we need that buy signal there to close. Push up as far as possible. That'd be best case scenario. Okay, so price is pushing up right there slightly. It's pushing up right there. All right, no buy signal yet, guys. It came up, but it didn't actually close. So it came up. Here we go again, another opportunity. And we'll be looking for that to close and then looking for a retracement. Johnny's asking, has the momentum pullback been fully established as an official strategy? It is, but I'm not going to teach it, Johnny. You guys can see how I'm doing it on here. on these live sessions, but for me to actually teach you guys this is not it's not a simple strategy, because you have to understand like market structure. So I can't give you like steps. Like for example, today I was mentioning if price goes sideways, we can't take a trade even though it comes up, because of market structure and the market conditions. So for this specific strategy, I'll do it live with you guys every day, and it'll look easy because obviously it's not that difficult, but being able to read market structure and identifying price action is really what's going to be hard. So I can't teach it to you guys like a normal strategy, but I will be applying it every day. So if you guys just watch me apply it every day, it'll make sense. The only difference is really understanding when not to take the certain trades. Like for example, if price is going sideways and just ranging heavily, you wouldn't take any of the trades, right? So if that's the case, then you would technically need me to help justify that, because it's hard for me to teach you how to identify a ranging market if you can't identify it yourself, right? So you'll have to know how to understand like ranging markets, price action, market structure. But if you just watch my live sessions, it'll make sense. I mean, if you just follow what I do too, and just listen to my analysis, then you should have no problem following or knowing when to enter the trade and when not to. Because I'm going to literally tell you if I'm going to enter the trade or not, and you'll see examples real time of how I'm applying this entry. So yeah, it's not something that I can teach you guys like a normal strategy, because it's not like a set in stone type strategy where like things line up and then you can take it, because technically things can line up, but the entry points are going to be a little off sometimes. Like sometimes if the price pulls back and it's right at a whole number, you can enter at that whole number. You don't have to wait for it to come back a second time, because technically when price stays around that area, you would have made the entry at that point anyways. So there's just a lot of different little things that come into play when applying the strategy that I can't teach to you guys directly. If anything, this strategy might be something that I might teach in person, because this strategy actually works all day. Like you don't have to do it from like from 7 to 8. You can do this like literally 7 to 12 and you'll see a ton of entries. It's just during the summer right now, it's not a good market because the market's so slow that, even going for just 100 pips is very difficult. But if you go back and test this, like if you guys already see what I'm doing here and you go back and test this farther back, go back to like an earlier time where the market was volatile, you'll see that there's a ton of entries that you can take. So from like what people in the think tank have identified, there's like maybe like 20 to like maybe 30 entries a day, maybe like 2 losses. And a lot of those losses are minimal. Like you can cut them at like 100 pips or so. So yeah, if anything, I might have to host this as a masterclass. I'd have to teach this in person because there's like so many different things to look at. And I'd like to do it live with you guys. So if I was to teach you guys, we'll probably spend like a whole day live, like in person. So like, we'll get some sort of office space or something that we can like trade in together. And then we'll be like literally on the live session. We'll be like live in person from like 7 until 12 to show you all of the different examples that can come up, because the market's always changing and you just have to be able to adapt with it. So yeah, this strategy is not going to be an official strategy that I'm going to be teaching, but it's going to be an official strategy that we're going to be applying. So you guys just have to be on these live sessions because it'll help me explain to you the differences with like how the market moves and how do you adjust and make changes based off like the conditions. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, C6 said learn through stages of watching. Yeah, if you just watch me analyze the charts, you'll see. It's not really that difficult, but it just gets a little difficult when identifying when not to enter a trade. So, all right, other than that, let's see, it's getting close to 8 o'clock, guys. If this buy signal doesn't come up in the next minute or two, I'm just gonna wrap it up because 8 o'clock is usually a weird time to trade anyways. I don't want to risk any more trades after 8 o'clock, especially if the market's going sideways. Plus, I think there's news at 8 o'clock too. Let me check the calendar real quick. There's news at 8:30. It's a 17-week bill auction. And then FOMC minutes at 11 to. This market just sucks today. It's okay, guys. I think tomorrow it'll pick back up. So tomorrow we should have a lot more opportunity for entry and trading, because I feel like a lot of people are just taking extra day off today, Wednesday, or they're just waiting for the FOMC minutes to come out at 11. All right, if there's no buy signal right here, I'm just gonna wrap it up. Got about 30 seconds left on this candle here. If there's any more profits that you have to share, go ahead and post them up and we'll add them here. Shannon said getting my rhythm, and Sean, I appreciate your analysis. So Shannon over here took the trade as well. Total profit of well over 600 for the day. Nice work, Shannon. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so Shannon over here, total profit of well over 600 for the day. Nice work. We've got Maddie over here. Maddie made a total profit of 3,548 for the day on his top step. Nice work, Maddie. So Maddie is like a third of a way to getting funded, Maddie. That's the cool thing about this like one step thing, because it's like you'll be able to get funded super quickly. What else we have here? We have Cameron. Cameron total profit of, let's see. Yeah, so Cameron had straight wins since 27. So he's been on a pretty hot streak right now for a whole week now. Great work right there, Cameron. Hot streak. And then today he logged in a total profit of 1,087 for the day. All wins. Nice, Cameron. Great work. Yeah, his goal is to make about 1,000 a day. Solid. That's all you need. 1,000 a day will keep the 9 to 5 away. It's always funny when people mention that. But yeah, I mean, so if you guys are looking, okay, there may be a possible entry right here, guys. We'll see if we get a pullback, but I don't think we're gonna get it. It's already past. It's gonna be 8 o'clock soon. But another possible entry right here. Let's see. If it doesn't close with the retracement, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm not going to take any more trades. I'm just going to see if it closes in retracement. If not, then it's going to wrap it up for the day. Volatility is going to die down anyway. So yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to get a retracement on this candle. No. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, exactly. Cameron said tempting, but it's after 8. Best to stick to the rules. Exactly. So, all right, guys, I want to wrap this up for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you guys are new here and you guys want access to the indicators and you guys want to apply this on your own, this strategy is crazy, guys. If you guys have the indicators, I would recommend, if you guys understand what I'm doing here, go back and test it. Just pull up a random day. Like go to like, just go to like literally any random day and test it. You guys are gonna be your mind's gonna be like blown, because the strategy is like you can apply this the entire day and you'll make a pretty good amount of profit if you have the discipline to just like stay on the charts for like, I don't know how many hours, 10 hours, I guess. I used to trade like this. So when I first started scalping, I used to trade like this like all day. Maybe at some point in the future, I'll have a day where I'll set aside and I'll just trade with you guys for the entire session or majority of the session. But like basically from 7 up until 12 o'clock, like you can go and just test this here and you'll see that there's a lot of opportunities and entries to take. Like for example, right here, price would have pulled back right there at 40. Make your entry right there. Full TP. Actually, your entry would have been right here. So there's a sell signal, price retraces up right here. See where's the whole number. Yeah, retraces up here to like 32. Your entry would be at 40 right there. Go straight to your TP. And this thing happens like literally all day. And you can just do like per momentum signal. So again, right here, there's another sell signal. Price pulls up a little bit right here. Entry would be at 30 right there. 30 level. And there you go, another full TP. So you can literally go back to any day, just test this out. If you go per momentum, yeah, it's pretty simple. See, like this area right here is where you wouldn't trade. See how the trend meter turns blue and price goes sideways? It's hard for me to teach this to somebody unless you guys actually know what to look for. Just looking at market structure and looking at price action. So you actually wouldn't be taking any more trades around this area. And then you would again start looking for trades once price pushes down to this area right here. So this right here would be an entry on this area. So price starts to swing back down, price pulls back right there. Entry would have been at 20. There was no entry at that point. Price pulled back right there. Entry would be at 10. Right here. And that's where the entry would have been. So it would have literally filled your order and went straight to your TP. Right there. I mean, either way, it would hit your TP at some point right there. So a lot of different opportunities right there. 540. What time zone are you in, Rashida? Or are you talking about right now? Like specifically right now? This one. Yeah, okay. So let's see. You had the buy signal right there, price pushed up a little bit, retracement happened right here. Yeah, your entry would be at 5. Yeah, you identified it properly, Rashida. Right there at 40. So when price pulled back right here, your entry would have been waiting right there. Would have taken that full TP. Nice. Yeah. So here's the thing. Like I used to apply this strategy like way back, but I didn't have my indicators yet because I never created my indicators. Now that I have my indicators, I know where to enter trades because I know where momentum's at. Before I was just trading like naked chart. I didn't have any of these indicators on here. So it was hard because I would take these trades and I'm like, man, why do I keep losing? You know, because I see price going up and I'm like, I see it pull down and I would make my entry. And then I just get stopped out because I'm like, what's going on? Now that I have my momentum indicator, I'm like, all right, now I know where to make my entry because I know momentum's going that direction. On top of that, I have my pivots indicator. So I know where, you know, the direction a trend is going. Plus I have my trend meter. You have all these tools here now. So I know exactly where to make entries. Like for example, right here, I could have made a bunch of entries here and then I would get lucky until I would have gotten unlucky, right? So price would have pulled back on me. Now that I have the momentum indicator here, I know, okay, I'll take one entry here, one entry here, one entry here, one entry here, etc. And I'm just stacking up these wins back to back to back. So you guys can try to do it without the indicators. I wouldn't recommend it because I've done it without the indicators and it's not easy. It looks easy like from afar, but when you actually do it, it's going to be tough because the thing is you don't know where to cut your losses too. Like for example, if we have a buy entry here and I get a sell signal, I can cut my losses at that sell signal versus letting it pull down farther and farther until it stops me out, right? Because in that case, I can just cut out at like less than 100 pip loss versus taking a full 250 pip loss to up to 300 pip loss. So yeah, I mean, if you guys want to play around with it, I do recommend that you use it with the indicators because if you don't have the indicators, you're just like one trade away from blowing account. Because you'll start to revenge trades. You're not going to understand like where you're supposed to pull out, or you're not going to understand like how to cut your losses early. So that's where the indicators come into play. Here's some last profits here. Here's Maria. She took the last one. Yeah, the last one right there hit Maria for that one there. And we have Gian here. He actually took the trade. Total profit of 1,960. So nice work right there, Gian. Gian actually took that trade that you just mentioned, Rashida. All right, guys. So I think that's it for the day. Let's see. We got CC over here. Maddie over here took it too. And CC over here too. So CC's up 3,946 on his first account. Nice work, CC. Here is CC's second account, total profit of 650. And here is CC's third account, total profit of 800 for the day. Nice work. All right, guys. So great work right there. Other than that, I think that's it. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session. So, all right, guys.